Hi guys, here we are for the end of our book. Afternoon on the Amazon. Chapter 9, The Thing. Jack and Annie climbed into the treehouse. Peanut was sitting on a stack of books. Annie patted Peanut's little head. "Thanks," she said softly. "I have to write some notes about the rainforest," said Jack. "You find the Pennsylvania book." Annie began searching for the Pennsylvania book, the book that always took them home. Jack pulled out his notebook. He had wanted to take lots of notes here, but all he'd written so far was, "The Amazon rainforest is—" "It's not here," said Annie. "What?" Jack looked up. He glanced around the treehouse. Annie was right. The Pennsylvania book was nowhere in sight. "Was it here before we left home?" said Annie. "I don't remember," said Jack. "Oh man, now we can't get back to Frog Creek." "That means we'll be here when the vampire bats come out," said Annie. Something came flying through the treehouse window. "Ah!" Jack and Annie hid their heads. Thud! Something hit the floor. It was a red fruit. Jack looked up. The monkey was sitting in their window. His head was cocked to one side. He seemed to be smiling at them. "You're safe," said Annie. "Thanks for saving us," said Jack. The monkey just smiled. "I have just one question," said Annie. She pointed at the fruit. "Why do you keep throwing those at us?" The monkey grabbed the fruit. The monkey grabbed the fruit. "No, don't throw it," said Jack, and he ducked. But the monkey didn't throw the fruit. He held it out to Annie. He moved his lips as if he were trying to say something. Look at the monkey. He's not throwing the fruit. He's giving it to them. Annie stared into the monkey's eyes. He moved his lips again. "Wow," Annie said softly. "I understand now." "Understand what?" said Jack. Annie took the fruit from the monkey. "This is it," she said. "The thing that we need." "What thing?" said Jack. "One of the special things that we're supposed to find for Morgan," Annie said, "to free her from the spell." "Are you sure?" said Jack. Before Annie could answer, Jack saw the Pennsylvania book. "Look, our book," he said, pointing. "We found the thing. And now we can see the book," said Annie. "That's the way it works, remember?" Jack nodded. Now he remembered. The ninja master said they wouldn't be able to find the Pennsylvania book until they had found what they were looking for. The monkey screeched with laughter. Jack and Annie looked at him. He was clapping his hands together. Annie laughed with him. "How did you know to give this to us?" she said. "Who told you to do that?" The monkey just waved to Jack and Annie, and then he turned and swung away out of the treehouse. "Wait," said Jack, looking out the window. But it was too late. The monkey was gone. He had vanished below the treetops. "Goodbye," called Annie. A happy screech came from the mysterious world below. Jack sighed. He picked up his notebook. He looked at his writing. "The Amazon rainforest is—" He had to write something before they left, so he quickly added, "amazing. The Amazon rainforest is amazing." Jack put away his notebook. Annie picked up the Pennsylvania book. "Now it's really time to leave," she said. She turned to the picture of the Frog Creek woods. "I wish we could go there," she said, pointing at the picture. The wind started to blow. The leaves began to tremble. The treehouse began to spin. It spun faster and faster, and then everything was still. Absolutely still. Here's our last chapter. Chapter 10. Halfway there. Squeak! Jack opened his eyes. Peanut was on the treehouse windowsill. "We're home," said Annie. Jack breathed a sigh of relief. Annie held the fruit up to the afternoon light. "What exactly is this?" she asked. "Maybe it's in the book," Jack answered. He pulled out the rainforest book. He flipped through the pages, and he came to a picture of the red fruit. "Here it is," he said, and he read out loud. The mango has a sweet taste, kind of like that of a peach. Mango? Said Annie. She brought the fruit close to her lips. Hey, said Jack, grabbing the mango from her. We have to put it with the moonstone. Jack placed the mango on the M carved into the floor, right next to the moonstone. Moonstone. Mango, whispered Annie. It sounded like a spell. We're halfway there, said Jack. We have 2 things. 2 more to go. That makes 4 things. And then we can free you, Morgan, Annie called, as if Morgan were nearby. How do you know she can hear you, said Jack. I just feel it, said Annie. Oh, brother, said Jack. He needed a little bit more proof than that. Squeak! Peanut was looking at Jack and Annie. We have to leave you now, Jack said to the mouse. Squeak! Can't we take her with us, said Annie. No, said Jack. Mom won't let us keep a mouse in the house. She doesn't like mice, remember? There they are. There they are, staring at the M. There's the rainforest book. There's the M on the floor. There's the moonstone. And there's the mango. Do you notice anything about that? Moonstone. Mango. They both begin with the letter M. How could anyone not like a mouse, said Annie. Jack smiled. How could anyone not like a spider, he said. That's different. Jack patted Peanut's head. Bye, she said. Wait for us here, Peanut. We'll be back tomorrow. Jack patted the mouse, too. Bye, Peanut. Thanks for all your help, he said. Squeak! Jack put the rainforest book on top of the book about ninjas. Then he pulled on his backpack. He and Annie left the treehouse. They climbed down the rope ladder and stepped onto the ground. They started walking through the Frog Creek woods. Leaf shadows danced in the light. A bird called out. These woods are very different from the rainforest, Jack thought. There are no jaguars or army ants here, he said, and no little monkeys. You know, that monkey was never being mean, said Annie. He was just trying to give us the mango. I know. Actually, nothing was being mean, said Jack. The army ants were just marching. That's what army ants do. The piranhas were just swimming, because that's what piranhas do, said Annie. And the snake was just being a snake, said Jack. And the crocodile was just being a crocodile. And the jaguar, she was just taking care of her baby, said Jack. Annie shuddered. I still don't love bugs, she said. You don't have to love them, said Jack. Just leave them alone, and they won't bother you, just like all the other animals in the rainforest. In fact, that's true about the whole rainforest, he thought. Everybody should just leave it alone. Who cares if the bugs don't have names, he said softly. They know who they are. Jack and Annie stepped out of the Frog Creek woods. They started walking up their street. It was lit with a golden light. There they are, walking through the Frog Creek woods, talking about their adventure. They started walking up their street. It was lit with a golden streetlight. Race you, said Annie. They took off running. They ran across their yard. They raced up their steps. Safe, they shouted together, tagging their front door. That was the end of Afternoon on the Amazon. That was a fun story. My goodness, friends. All right. I will have to see what book number 7 is about. We'll see next week. All right. Bye, guys. I hope you have fun doing the activities that I put in the newsletter. There's something to do for each reading. All right? See you soon. Bye, guys. Miss you.